Last week on Bebop, we splashed the boat. This week on Bebop, we do some things, navigate traffic, get in some exercise, play with battery acid, do some engine stuff, and get in some sailing before a storm and a rainbow. We hope you enjoy this week's adventure aboard Bebop.
So after we splashed, we motored the boat over to the transient dock where we're now sitting, and pretty much didn't film anything after that, sadly. We got the boat put back together, moving slow as turtles on a easy stroll, and we had a couple issues with the engine pop up. First issue we had is the strainer's the only thing that had a leak. I used that blue pipe dope on these threads, and that blue pipe dope did not work for any threads. Now, I thought it would work on this because when we did some testing where we filled all the seacocks with water while we were on the hard, and I did not see a leak from them. But we get into the water, we motor for like 2 minutes, and I see a drip every 3 seconds coming from the threads. Not good. So, next thing I tried to do, I tried to wrench off the fittings, but that's not working because pipe dope, it sealed it up, which was my mistake. What I should have done is I should have used thread tape on those, and good thread tape too. But I didn't, so lesson learned. But since I can't tear it apart, I still need to seal it. So what I did was I just took some epoxy and epoxied it. So here's the strainer. Right here, I put a bunch of underwater epoxy so the threads would be sealed, and I wrapped it in amalgamating tape just to be doubly sure. Then here's the one that was actually leaking, a drop every 3 seconds. I did the same thing, a bunch of underwater epoxy, and self-amalgamating tape on top of that. And so far that seems to be stopping the leak. So yeah, that's one problem fixed. The other thing we've been having issues with is the regulator on our alternator. So while we were on the hard, we had this box in the engine room, and this is the regulator to our alternator. And while we were just sitting there, we noticed that this box was getting warm. At first we thought it was just no big deal because it was just warm to the touch, but it steadily became warmer and warmer. Not good. So unplugged it, tore it off the wall, called it a day, and off we went to begin the hunt for a new regulator while doing all the other craziness. Thank you to our dad because he helped us out there a lot. So what did we do? So this brings us into the engine room and this new box. It looks exactly like the old one, except a whole lot nicer, and it was pretty much a drop-in replacement. The bolt holes all go into the same location, the ground wire goes into the same location, and the 3-pin connector goes in exactly the same. All in all, so far, looking good. The staff at HD Power Solutions, and especially Ruben, thank you so much for all the help. Hopefully this gets our alternator working right, and maybe some of our electrical gremlins can go away. But we haven't tested yet, so that's up next. Let's go get to that testing and see how it goes. Okay. Starting the engine.
While the alternator is fixed, this is not the end of our engine troubles. Meanwhile, I worked on removing the old name and cleaning the boat.
So we got splashed yesterday, and now we're cleaning the boat. So let me show you what we're doing. Combination of the power washer to soap it down. Using the dock water to rinse off it just because it's more convenient. But boat soap, lots of scrubbing. Removed the old name earlier. Look at how white that is. Wow. Really getting her cleaned up. And here you can see all that grime. All the grime. So this is the kind of nonsense we have on the stern that's growing in the gel coat. This is like moss. It's like moss. It's leafy and ugh. So I'm just gonna keep scrubbing away. It's probably gonna take all afternoon, but will be clean. All right, back to work.
The before and after may not seem like much from 50 feet away, but it has made a huge difference in the quality of the gel coat and the cleanliness of the boat.
So, trying to get off the dock this morning, and yesterday it was the broken dipstick in the transmission. Now today it's the engine just isn't sounding right. She sounds sluggish, she's not revving right. Sometimes it sounds like she skips a beat or something. Really sounds like the same deal right before we changed her regulator filter when we were coming up here to Annapolis. So, first thing we did was we tried filling the diesel tank. That didn't change anything, so let's try changing the regulator filter. So this is the regulator here. Doesn't look too bad, but we'll try the engine again and see if this changes anything. Okay. Starting the engine. Look at all those boats. Trying to get the weight.
Perhaps leaving on a Labor Day weekend was not such a good idea.
Okay.
Now, for a nice dinner in the quiet Harness Creek, and then some sleep.
Bye. Where are you going? The dinghy dock. See you later. See ya. All right, made it to shore. Now, it's just time to get the parking lot and get the ride to West Marine and Diesel. Let's go. I'm walking back with our two Jerrys now, and why did I think this was a good idea? Well, I'll check back in at my next checkpoint or when I get to the dinghy. Yeah. Oh, and Simon, remind me to make a graphic showing how far I decided to walk with these Jerrys. 'Cause oh my god, I am a fool. Made it to the dinghy, got the diesel loaded up. Just have to go out there to the boat, get onto the boat. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Starts on his way back to the dinghy dock. We've been having issues trying to get the engine started. Recently, it's been just taking a few extra cranks to get her started, and last night we went to charge the batteries, and she just wasn't. It just sounded like she just wasn't getting enough cranks to start. And so we slept on it, and now there's more than that. What was it? We were also having issues where the engine sounded like she was sputtering out. And we also had issues where it sounded like
she was sputtering out and was having difficulty running. And there was also this huge voltage drop happening when we tried to do anything much with the inverter. So I don't know what all it was causing those problems, but we do have one problem that we do need to fix, and maybe it will solve a few of our others. So this here is one of our batteries on our house bank. And if you think that looks bad, I would agree with you. That is probably dried up battery acid, just sitting there on our terminal. Who knows what it's doing. Anyway, what we're gonna do today is we're gonna get all of our battery terminals cleaned, and maybe this fixes some of our problems. Yeah, right? Let's see what we can do. So, we got the batteries nicely cleaned up, and this is what they look like now. Look at that. The red stuff on top is just to protect the terminals some, and look at this one right here. Nothing used to be covered in battery acid. It's all clean now. So, for cleaning the batteries, we got this battery terminal cleaner kit from like Napa, and that did the trick really. It's got the wire brushes from hell for cleaning the terminal on the battery and the terminal clamp that goes on the battery. And they were highly, highly effective, especially with the terminal cleaner that the kit comes with. And then on a few of the batteries, I went ahead and sprayed the protectant spray on the terminals, and that stuff smells pretty bad, but yeah, hopefully we get some more life out of our batteries. Overall, I think that went pretty well. Still have other issues with the batteries. They're probably pretty poorly degraded at this point, because we're just not getting the power out of them we think we should be, but oh well. We'll nurse them along for a little while, and soon enough we'll replace our batteries. Kind of an epic shot. So, we just went for a run. Yep. Saw our boat from land. What do you think? Not bad. Now we just gotta row back. Yep. Fortunately, conditions are calm. Alright, so it's next morning and we went for a run. That was all good and stuff. Now we are working on fixing our engine and making her run a little bit more. And I was just taking a look at the fuel filter on the Raycor, and it looks like we have both sediment and water, I think, in the Raycor, which probably means water in the diesel. So what we're gonna do, we are going to change the Raycor filter, and we're gonna try to drain the Raycor bowl. Let's see how this goes. Wish me luck. Okay, I got the plug out, and that promptly emptied the Raycor. Just got a Tupperware sitting over there. So, now that the Raycor is empty, I think I need to remove the bowl, because it's got gunk in it, pretty bad. And then I can clean it, I think. Just probably wipe the gunk out, I think. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. Now, I want to remove the bowl. There's these screws here that I have to, take out. The issue there is those screws are very rusty and very stuck in there. So,
I need to somehow remove them. So we got some magic stuff. We're gonna try it and see if that works. I sort of got the bowl cleaned. So using these picks here, I pulled a bunch of gunk out of the bowl. Gag warning real quick. And here it comes. Yuck, that is nasty. But I would call that a partial success. We might be able to put things back together now, I think. I don't know, we'll see. Got Simon set up on the jerry can. And I'm going to prime the Raycor from the jerry. Let's do it! Press the button. Stop.
Does it not have an auto stop?
It just went by really, really fast. Well, we'll call that good. That should be full enough when I put the filter in.
Do you see where they went?
Yeah, they're right under the bow.
So we're trying to get to Truxton Park to anchor out for the night because we're expecting a blow. South winds, anchored route was not great. And we're also still having engine issues, so we'd rather be somewhere that has more services so that we don't have to move the boat.
What do we have RPMs at right now?
So right now we have 1,200 RPMs on the engine. She really is not liking much more than that. I tried pushing her to 1,500 and kept dropping down to idle.
And then she'll rev back up, and
Back
then
up.
down.
Not great for a diesel engine to do that. So obviously just cleaning the Raycor bowl was not enough. So we're going to get to Truxton Park by this afternoon, and we'll keep working on the fuel system, see if that will fix anything. We have parts for a fuel polisher coming in, I think.
Worst case, we're gonna start replacing hoses. I got the hose.
Yep.
Well, we just have to make it, right?
All we have to do is make it. And we got to get in before noon, because that's when the small craft advisory takes effect, and I'd rather not push it.
What time is it now?
It's currently 10 o'clock.
We can do this.
If we can get out of the South River, we'll be able to set sail no problem. Right now it's dead upwind to get out of the river.
Hey, look at the guy over there. He's sailing.
Yeah, he's a little boat. He doesn't worry about anything.
Okay, so update. How we doing?
We got the Genoa up. Second race. Flattens the boat out instantly.
Yeah, she is definitely much happier with the sail out. How's our engine doing?
Not great. I slowed her down to give her a rest. Still watching for fish traps.
Uh-huh. Pointing a little too high?
Yeah. That won't be a problem in here in about 10 minutes.
Alright. If we need to tack, say so. Okay. We just turned around the lighthouse. We're
green mark back in front of it, I guess. How's the boat doing now?
Much happier. We have following wind, following waves. Can't really ask for much better.
How's our engine doing?
Not great. We have her in neutral. Really not able to get her much over 1400 RPM without her going all over the place.
Yeah.
You think it's just the tachometer being crazy, but you can feel it. She's running at 1400, and then you can take her up to 1600, and boom, idle. And then she comes back up and goes to the 2000, and boom, boom, boom.
We've got projects when we get in.
We got projects. But for now, let's sit back, relax.
Got an hour of downwind sailing to get in.
Technically, we have a small craft advisory starting in about an hour, but I don't know. If this is what it's going to be like, at least for the first hour, I don't really mind.
Alright, Stuart, we made it to Annapolis. We're on the morning boat.
We never left Annapolis.
True.
We made it to the front 40. So we're in Annapolis Harbor now.
Naval Academy's right there.
Right behind us.
You know what else is right over there?
Pretty nasty looking squall. Flip the camera around. Look at that. I will.
No, it was on. I don't know what your phone does, but mine is doing it. We were able to sail up here and just have the engine running in neutral, keeping the batteries charged. That was all fine and good. Definitely have some kind of diesel bug or something going on. So the solution is going to be take the extreme route and do our utmost to change the plumbing, change all the hoses, get a fuel polishing system going, and get the tank squeaky clean.
One of the things we noticed going out of the South River this morning is I tried to set it to 1500 RPM, and it would go to idle and come back to 2000, back to idle, 2000, idle. We idle at about 800, by the way. So that's a pretty big hop on the tachometer. So we were only able to motor up here at 1200 RPM, which going into the waves this morning, not great.
You want to talk about water tank?
Oh yeah, we also have sediment in the water tank.
Yeah. So, even though we shocked the tanks first week we owned the boat, we can leave a video right above my head, or in the description, comments or something. Tanks are still dirty, I guess. It's just we never had issues with it getting stirred up too much. So, our slightly sporty sail stirred everything up. And hey, at least we're sailing.
At least we're able to sail.
So we're out there, we're sailing, and we're shaking out the bugs.
Yep.
It's just we're shaking out a lot of bugs really, really fast. And so we have to deal with a lot of bugs really fast, all at once. So we'll be dealing with bugs, but that's going to be for next week, I guess.
For now, we just have to survive the storm, make some dinner, and get some sleep.
Yup. Good night.
Good night. This last week has been a lot of trouble, but this rainbow has made it seem all worth it. But as a famous sailor once said, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen out there. This week has really been all about adapting to anchor life on this boat. Yep, it's not the first time we've ever anchored out on other boats, but it is the first time that we were able to anchor out on our own boat and on this boat in particular. It's really been a trial by fire and shaking out all of the bugs at once, which has been really difficult. Seriously, we shook out so many bugs at once, we were basically fighting fires, so to speak. So next week, we're looking forward to getting the solar installed, finally. And then maybe we can get a fuel polisher installed as well so that we can clean up our tanks a little bit. It'd also be nice if we could explore Annapolis. Yep. And he really wants me to send him up the mast. If you enjoyed, please let us know in the comments down below. Leave a like. And don't forget to subscribe wherever we put the button. Here. Right here. Thank you for watching. See you next time.